if he's saying something to me, sitting on the limb of a tree, giving me a sound of sweet melody. I guess he's trying to tell me something that I should know about this new wind, a new wind that's gonna blow.
Emma? Hi, welcome to Celebrate Life on reggae.com. And the sun is not shining in here. I just love sunshades. I have a collection of about 40, and I find that it is the cheapest way to have impact. That means that when you have all these sunshades, they cost so little. And it just sort of gives you a little, not only that, it gives you an opportunity to observe everything that is going on around you. Hello, people see guys. So, anyway, here we are on Reddit. And today we're continuing our series, which goes all week, on time management. And notice that I have on my boots today. So my feet are sufficiently healed for me to make the boot someone. And I checked to make sure there were no ants missing there. Wonderful. It's getting cool in Jamaica, believe it or not. Even here in Jamaica, the weather has changed. I know somewhere all over the world, people are having horribly cold weather. But ours is just cool enough for you to get an opportunity to wear some of your cool clothing. So, well, it's not cool clothing, it's warm clothing for cool days. And so I'm getting into that because I just a little boots. You know why? It's our military look. And in addition, I had boots because I had to wear them corrective boots to straighten out feet that had 4 ankles. Anyway, but that is just a aside. And today, we are doing our time management series. Yesterday, we looked at the series from the point of view of all the relationships. How do you manage your time? We all have the same amount of time. That's our status in life. And the only way to manage it is to look at the time that you spend with all the relationships in the relationship hierarchy. And the hierarchy is, first of all, your creator. You go here, find out direction for why you make, what is your purpose, how you should relate to all these different entities, and put them in the right priority. And so we looked at the priority, which is creator first. After that, we have family. After that, we have our purpose. Because remember, we are all created as a solution to a challenge that exists in our environment, in our time zone. And so that's just really, because once you recognize that the solution that you are going to provide, absolutely nobody else can provide that solution, then you recognize that you have work and that you were made as a masterpiece with a purpose and everything. Wonderful. So after the purpose, so it's God, creator, family next, purpose next, and then number 4 has to do with your spiritual family. And that's not necessarily those people who have the same sort of a spiritual connection with. It has to do with persons who have the same philosophy and way of life. So you might find that you're in a church, and a lot of people in church don't have the same philosophy of life as you. So this connection is very important because it feeds you. It supplies all the different things Thank you, Divana. So kind. You brought my green shake. Can't be one of them for the program. Anyway, so remember that those spiritual brothers and sisters are there to supply whatever joint supplies, whatever you need to continue this. And remember, the African spiritual family comes with physical community, those who live right beside you and extending out to the large community. And you can live in those feelings and know your neighbor, right? Moving on. After community comes our nation and then our world. And that is the priority. And if you're not doing it in the right priority, doesn't mean same amount of time, but prioritizing them. This one must become that one. Anytime any of those seven are out of position, every single one of them becomes dysfunctional. This is why this whole series is so important, because a lot of times persons have issues with their families, and it's because their careers have been put before, and everything becomes dysfunctional. So getting back in the board is so very, very, very important. Right? And today, yesterday we did the first one, which was creator, and today we're doing family. And family is actually the biggest. So we may or may not finish it today, but I'm definitely going to do family today. So within the family, there is also a hierarchy, and this is it. If you are still under the control of your parents, meaning you're living with them, they are supporting you in any way, then they are on the top of the list within the family. After that will come your siblings, brothers and sisters. After that will come your cousins and more distant relatives. And that is it for family. And they have to come before your social friends. If you are married, then the whole thing is changed around, where the first person in the whole priority list is what we call the primary dyad. And so if it's a female, then the male, the husband is most important. If it's the male, then life becomes the most important in the family structure. So remember, the first relationship is with your creator. So you have established that, that's priority. But within the family, we have spouse first, then children, then parents, then siblings, then more distant relatives. So let's get that again. It's spouse, then children, then parents, then siblings, brothers and sisters, then cousins and more distant relatives here and there. That has got to be maintained as the structure. If you change it around within the family, you're going to have problems. Plenty problems. And so it is so important to understand the whole hierarchy, to maintain the hierarchy as you have a successful relationship. And then this is how now you decide, how do I use my time? So before we go into the actual nitty-gritty of assigning times to these, I want to look at the relationship between all of these, and we spouse one, children next, parents next, siblings after that. That is siblings of the parent, of the people who we're talking about here, who would be the husband and the wife, and then more distant relatives. One of the things that often happens and is very prevalent, not just in Jamaica but all over the world, is the flipping of other areas with the family. Let's start from the mega first, the large sections. Very often, the workplace is put in front of the family, or the purpose or calling is put in front of the family. This will always create a dysfunctionality in the family as well as in the workplace, or as well as in the calling. And this is so very, very apparent when we come to looking at persons who are really dedicated for cause, like people who are full-time workers in the church, or people who are working with charitable organizations and are really dedicated to a good cause. Remember that the family has got to come before any of these entities. So you cannot put your calling, your spiritual family, your nation, your community before your family. The only thing you can put before your family is your relationship with your Creator. So all of them have to stay in the order of Creator, family, purpose, spiritual family, community, nation, and world. So that's the interposing of those larger relationships. Now within the family, I want to repeat the sequence or the priority. If you're a child, or you're not married, or you're under the supervision of your parents, then it must be parents first, then your siblings, then your close relatives, and then your far relatives within the family. If you're married, it must be the spouse first, then the children, the parents, then the siblings, then that's your brothers and sisters, then the cousins and far relatives. So that sequence must be, and I would suggest everybody write it down, because it is just one of those things that the enemy, who does not want us to have a successful life, tries to interpose and change around and reposition, because once one is repositioned, all of them are become dysfunctional. Isn't that something? It's like, if you take your nose and put it on the side, you must say everything is not working right. That's right. So we've got to keep the right priority within the family. Another important thing to remember is that when you are putting these things together, you see, you need to set in place now certain structures that are going to maintain this. And so I recommend what I call, in the first relationship with God, your Creator, then you need to have time with yourself and time with yourself and your Creator. That's in the first relationship. Then the second relationship, you need to have time with your spouse. And this is not time when you're watching television, or time when you are at a. So I recommend date night, or should I say date nights, with in my marriage with my husband. I had 3 date nights a week. 3 date nights a week, and they did not include going to church. They did not include any other activity that we normally do together. And then we had family night with the whole family. And then we had mother-daughter night and father-son night, when the father would go to the son or hang out, the son hang out with the father, whichever. And the same thing for the daughter. And then we had a switch around where we had mother-son night or time and father-daughter time. So we had to only have 7 days a week. So this is why it's important to decide how are you going to put together these different times. And that's going to be the subject of our last session, where we do a 20-year development plan. We're for a break now, and we'll be back with more of the dynamics of the family relationships and how you set up a structure to make sure that it works the way it should be.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com, when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
My name is Ruel.
Hey, and I'm Joya.
And this is the man Jaden.
And we are British Dependency out of Anguilla.
And
you're listening to Reggae to Reggae TV and radio.
Yes!
Coming down on my people, taking the goodness of life and rendering them evil. You see, the little that they gave you was just to deceive you. Don't tell me that you were blind. Don't let the devil fool you. Oh, oh, yeah. Somehow I know things have got to change.
This is good stuff. Really good. The banana made that for me, and it has in cane juice, coconut milk, non-dairy milk, pawpaw, banana, apple, pumpkin seeds, avocado, and berry nuts. Oh, one sip of this, and I'm ready to fly. So, back to our family thing, right? We are looking at time management. And we are looking at family today. This week, we're doing a series on time management. Yesterday, we looked at first priority, relationship with our creator. And today, we're looking at second priority relationship, which is with our family. And we look at the fact that within the family, we need to have a structure. You're not married, and you're not under the control or protection or support of your parents, then it's parents first. Then your siblings, your brothers and sisters. After that, you're more distant relatives. But if you're married, the thing changes right around, and it becomes your spouse first. After your spouse, then your children, and after the children would come your parents. And then after the parents would come your siblings, brothers and sisters. After that, the more distant relatives. So you see that the whole dynamics have been changed around, and if you ever move one out of place, all the others become dysfunctional. So it's very, very important that you keep them in place. So we're talking about the spouse, who's the first one. So we had date night with the spouse. And then we had family night with everyone together. Yeah, that could be hanging out after church, stop and have something to eat. As we say ice cream, but unless you get no ice cream, you make it at home. That's the best way to do it. Anytime you hang out together, whether it is a date or not, doing things together by yourself and preparing the stuff instead of going out to go and have it made by somebody else and pay 4 times, 6 times, 10 times the price. One thing I love to do is stay home and do popcorn. Get a video. That's wonderful for family night. Not only watching a video is not a part of the family night, it's discussion of the video after we have watched it. And just the interaction, which makes it great. Of course, it's also the making of the popcorn. And that's one of the most inexpensive things. I get a big pot, that's almost a 2-gallon pot, and then I get that corn. It's not even something Jamaican dollars. And that is what Jane said. Yes. And then I sprinkle salt in there, I put sprinkle cayenne pepper in there, and sometimes I put sea salt, cayenne pepper, and then I put coconut oil in the bottom of the pot. It's a big pot, like about this. And I put the whole pot of corn in there, and then put on a hot fire, right? And then, oops, as soon as the oil heats up, make sure it is on, or as a whole kitchen full of big pot, and then pop, 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 and it fills the whole pot. So you're talking about everybody is now good size bath. So it's so important for us to have those times where we prepare our own stuff. And let's go here and buy it. It's so exciting and so much cheaper to do that. So that's a good idea. Family night, right? And everybody can get popcorn somewhere, right? And get some wonderful coconut oil to make sure that it's wonderfully flavored. You can't get coconut oil. What I would suggest you do is use the regular old oil, but then once again use grated some coconut from the hard coconut into the evening, and then with pepper and salt. Sometimes I put jalapeno peppers and vinegar and all sorts of things, and season up my popcorn. It is absolutely delicious. Moving right back to family, but this is one of the things that family can do. So here we are in a situation where we have put together date night, we have put together family night. The other one was a mother-daughter, father-son, and then we switch it around, mother-son, father-daughter, right? If you have several daughters. So I think that will cover all the relationships within the family. Now, I want to take this again and we decide why are they important, right? Now, remember that the purpose, one of the purposes of having a spouse, right, is to make you complete. And so you're not complete as a female without some male influence. I'm here to tell you, because guess what? Whatever you can't see clearly, they see clearly. No matter that they can't see clearly what you are seeing, because that's not their job. Their job is to see the things that you can't see clearly. And then when both persons come and the vision is together, it's everything. It's like now, oh my goodness. If I was cheese, he was chalk. If I was blue, he was green. If I was white, he was black. All that time. But I just loved it because it supplied those things that I hadn't a clue about, that I was not good at. So that's why I was excitable and he was just always calm. There was something happening, corrupting around there, and my husband would just, and I'm saying, what's wrong with you? Your wood is wet, But guess what? I appreciated it because at least I had somebody to calm me down and cool me down. But can you imagine what people say? Not only will it be monotonous, it will be uninteresting, it will not give you any balance in life. And so you have to put aside those times. And we had called out a Friday, Saturday, Sunday date. Every Friday, every Saturday, and every Sunday. Sometimes we went over for the whole weekend. And when we had children in the home, we used to have one of the time. We'd set out a big blanket on the floor and we'd all sit out on the floor and play backgammon or kaluki or any of those dominoes or we sit down and watch a DVD. Well, at the time it was a video, right? There were no DVDs at that time. But it was just so much fun. Some people not interested. Everybody will have an opportunity to choose which one they want. Like you choose this week, you choose next week, or whatever you want to do. And another thing that we did was we had a jar where we would ask everybody to write on a piece of paper what they wanted to do with their family time, with their mother-daughter thing, with their father-son thing, with all the different relationships, anything they wanted to do or go, right? Of course, I had a daughter who, boy, wanted, listen to me, I had to take her to dinner here, I didn't mind, I really enjoyed it. And so we went to some huge places sometimes with this music, or they wanted to dress up. I would dress up and go to a ball. I'm telling you, we would, right? Or a big push event. And we would just enjoy ourselves just as girls out. And we had a fabulous time. Hi, Tamara, all the way over there in the U.S., North Carolina. I hope you're enjoying yourself, and all my love goes to you. Long to see you. Give me a call, please. All right, moving right along. But you have this jar, and you would ask for at least 365 pieces of paper to be put in there. We'll just put out the paper, 365 pieces of paper beside the jar. Anytime you thought about something, we wrote it down on the paper and dropped it in the jar. And then for each occasion, event, we could just stick your hand back in the jar and pick out something. But that is one of the things that we did. And that was a lot of fun. Because I remember one year when the children were along with us, early I decided that we went to the Geological Society and bought this book. It was about the springs of Jamaica. And I think they were about therapeutic springs. I can't remember. Did we have about either 16 or 20 odd of these therapeutic springs right around Jamaica? Of course, we know about Bath, and we know Milk River, and we know about Flaming Waters, and we know about Mineral, and there are about 10 of them that are sort of famous. But there were a lot of others, and we decided we are going to go parish by parish, and on occasions we would go to 2 or 3 parishes, depending on how many springs there were. Every weekend we would just go out, and sometimes we had to carry machete and chop over it through the bush to go find the spring, and only the locals around would remember some of them down there. So we did that for 1 year. Just so much fun. So much fun. And then all the people initially when we came said, "Are you foreigners?" "No. This is our country, we need to know it." right? And I'm telling you, the best vacations that we had were right here in Jamaica. So that was a part of our date night, date day, date weekend, but we really enjoyed it. So you must put the spouse first and you must make time for each other. And let me tell you something, I don't care how young the children are. There must come a time when you stay in the room and you have your time. And if it is your time and they are knocking on the door, you say, go away, come back another time, go away, right? And as we go away, I'm going away for my next break. See now what?
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com. On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, yeah. Somehow I know.
Okay, now I have a green mustache from my juice, but that's okay. We just finished looking at the relationship between spouses, right? And that is the primary relationship within the family. So you must plan those times. And those times need to be times when you are not disturbed by everybody else. This is not the time that you have couples dating together. No, that's in addition to this. When you get on with the time, you'll see how you put actual times to this, but that is for the end of the week. So after this, the next thing is children relationship. The relationship with the children. So now, remember we spoke about spouse together, then we spoke about family times, everybody together, so that people get to interact, and it is during this time that we learn the different capabilities, gifts, passions, dreams of the family. Because you need to understand that the personalities and the temperament of all the different children are so different. And very often, parents sometimes want to treat them and say, I tell you, my mom did such a marvelous job. I guess she didn't have a choice because her 3 children, Paul, Jonathan, and Shirley, were so different. I mean, so different. All of us were, I mean, she couldn't treat us the same way because she did because she had to come up with a way of dealing with each one of us individually. And I'm here to tell you she did a marvelous job. She never compared us. So we never felt that one was better than one. As you all know, my sister, who is Melanie, is a musical genius, known worldwide. And when persons came to the house, I mean, she was playing on Virgin's Hour and at Wall Theatre from she was small with Dr. Carol Ball, and I am here to tell you, she was Gascoigne Smith at the time. We should do a piano work, and everybody came to the house. Of course, this was civic entertainment. We had cabaret, and there was my sister called it on the piano and group worship. And all really good. And she goes, and then when she was finished, my mom would say, okay, that's so good. And everyone would say, wow, wonderful. Then she said, Cheryl, your time. Please. I will go ping, 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 ping. Ping, round the ping, ping. And when I was finished, she would say, very good, Sharon, very good, Sharon. And so I thought that my mother probably was a little cross between half deaf and probably losing a screw. And she said, very good, Sharon. But I said, well, let me humor her. Huh? Right, so I humored her. But I understood what it did for me because I never felt inadequate because of the disparity between my sister's kid and my skill. And that is how we treat our children as parents. Never compare them. Don't ever say to your child, why can't you be like us? Whether you're comparing with another person way out there or another child in there. Because every one of your children are different. And they were made different purposely by the Creator for purpose. He says, I have a plan. Not to harm you, but to give you a hope and a future. And if your Creator made you purposely that way, who is the parent to come and tell you should be like the sister or the brother or the cousin or your friend down the road? They are out of order. So parents, do not get outside of God's will for your children. You need to appreciate everything they do. You need to celebrate everything they do. And when they bring home a report card with 40 and 30 and 20, learn to appreciate the fact that they made an effort. Once you are able to do that, and the children will just move ahead without any stress or strain. Because the reason why they can't do well most of the time is because of stress. So don't put any stress on them. You need to appreciate everything that they do. Remember, the only time you're going to punish them is when they did not try. So they come home and say, well, guess what? I put all my name on the paper because I never know anything. I couldn't answer any of the questions that I get not. At that time, they must get punished. You know what you do? You find all the questions and you make them sit in a room. No food, no water, no nothing. Until they answer all the questions. Even if you have to make up the answers. The exercise is this. They must make an effort. Because I'm here to tell you, when you do the exams, how to pack, right? How to jump from one thing to another. For instance, if you get to write on rhinoceroses and you don't know anything about rhinoceros, but you know something about the dog, then you can say, well, I just remember that rhinoceroses and dogs have a lot of in common. They both have 4 legs. They both have a head, and they both have a tail, and they have a body. And I'm sure they all have hearts, and I'm sure they all have other organs. And you start writing about what you know about the dog and try and compare it to rhinoceros. And some of them just imagine that, of course, a rhinoceros bone is bigger than the dog, right? So that is how you learn to make effort when you think you don't know. Because guess what? You know more than you really think you know, but you need to bring it to the fore through effort. And so parents, you must reward effort. And then the child will now have the confidence to move forward, to do better each time. And the only question you must ask whenever you are trying to ascertain the effort is, did you do your best? And once the answer is yes, then they must be applauded. Whether it's true or not, you know, that is how you build trust. I believe you. You said you did your best, and I, even though you know I never did the best, I receive and I congratulate you for doing your best. Because anyone who reacts like that, if they never do their best, when they go away, they're going to say, oh my God, I feel so bad. I really would have tried better next time. So you need to understand how to use your position of power to the advantage, to your own advantage. What is the purpose of quarrel? What is it? I mean, quarrel along. You don't quarrel. Who benefits? Nobody benefits if you quarrel. If you scold, if you punish. You know, as I said, that needs to be there. You know, as we talk about punishment, this is an important part that we talk about. Punishment. In relation to your children, you know, one of the things that we are supposed to do as parents is to mirror the relationship between our creator and us. You know, our relationship between us as parents and our children. Now, the only way you can mirror that relationship is if you have a relationship that we spoke about in the last session with your creator, where you are able to get downloads of everything that you need in a time of crisis or in a time of just easy living. And once you're able to do that, then you will recognize that you will recognize that it is the same way that you are to them. So let's us back again. And one of the things that I learned in a relationship with my creator is that he never punishes. Boy, try to get this across to some teachers and some parents. He never punishes. Whatever happens, we have the consequences of what we did. And very often what we think is punishment is not punishment. It's just the consequences of our actions. And so we need to recognize that that's very often what happens in our relationship with our creator. So the second thing is, a lot of times when we do something that is wrong, we find that even the consequences are ameliorated. What I mean to say is that the consequences are not as bad as they should be. I very often think among the people who do certain things and certain other things are supposed to happen and they don't happen. You understand? Can you think if every time somebody had sex out of marriage, they had a child? Talk about overpopulation. Moving right along. So we have to understand that when we think that we have the full consequences, we never get the full consequences of our actions. Never, ever, ever. So don't go around whining and complaining about the fact that I just did this once and this happened. Not true. That is not a statement of truth. You probably did it so many times in your mind before you actually did it in actuality. So just chill and recognize that your creator is also always gracious and merciful and just running along with goodness and mercy. And that is how you must deal with your children. Run them down with goodness and mercy. They did something, not so well. And you go behind them and you say, wonderful, that was so good. Because guess what? Next time you're going to do it better. But if you go and you say, look, you did it wrong, you did that wrong, you did that wrong, you did that wrong, you're going to push them down and they will not be able to perform confidently at their best. So it's so important for us to respond positively to whatever it is. It says, train up a child, observe them in the way we observe that they have the propensity to go. That means when you see the child throwing away the toys that you mashing them up, sometimes they're mashing them up because they want to see what is inside. That means they have an investigatory mind. And sometimes they don't like them because they are plastic. And they prefer to get stone and wood and natural elements from outside and bring them inside. You need to be able to observe and recognize those things that your child wants to do. That's how you observe. And that is the way you need to train them. You give them the opportunity to further their interests in the areas that they are interested in. That's the whole child, right? So as we move on to the other sections of the family, we're going to take another break, and we'll be right back.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 R's of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
My name is Ruel.
Hey, and I'm Joya.
And this is the man Jaden.
And
We are British Dependency out of Anguilla. And you're listening to Reggae to Reggae TV and Radio.
Yes!
Things have got to change. Ooh, somehow I know it's got to be rearranged. Ooh, yo, oh my.
Okay, I'm back. Yes, we're talking about family, and we're talking about relationships within the family and prioritizing. First, it's the spouse, and so you have to have time with each other, and then it's the children. So we have to have time with the children as a group and individually, mother, daughter, father, son, father, daughter. Why are those relationships important? Because then you are showing those persons how to relate to that particular sex. It is so important that we understand that in this relationship, the child gets their self-image from the father. The child gets their self-image from the father. And when I spoke about parents mirroring the relationship that they have with God in their relationship with their children, it is absolutely more important that the father transmits those qualities of the Heavenly Father to the child. Most children who cannot embrace a relationship with God in their adult years or in their childhood years. It's a result of not being able to maintain a good relationship with their fathers. Because the Father is really an image of the Heavenly Father to both male and female. And so in psychology, we have what we call the father-daughter connection, and a lot of neurosis and psychosis and whatever else that the child has, stems like that from the dysfunctional relationship or the non-existent relationship with the father. And so as parents, we need to understand the importance of making absolutely sure that the father image is one that transmits properly to the child. So what happens if you don't have a father or you don't have a good father image? Then you've got to learn as a parent or as a caregiver later on or whenever you come into play to transfer that relationship to the Creator God. And whether you have a good father or a bad father or no father is perfect, then that transference is easier when you've had a good father. And if it's a bad father, then some other caregiver. I don't want to say bad and good father. I just want to say challenged. Because let me tell you something. Every characteristic that a father portrays in his relationship with his child, male or female, is a result of the relationship he had with his father. And so we need to understand that both the perpetuator and the recipient is a victim. You cannot be a perpetuator of abuse unless you were yourself abused. Sometimes you do not abuse in the same way, but you cannot practice abuse unless you have learned abuse. And normally you learn those things in your relationship, in the family, or in whatever home you grew up in, because that is where you spend most of your time. Of course, this can also transfer to school, because I can remember clients who come in for therapy and the abuse took place in the school in terms of the teachers. And it's not, I'm not just talking about sexual abuse here, I'm talking about all types of abuse, where a child has difficulty and the teacher, instead of encouraging them because they were not verbally linguistic in their giftings, then let's say they're artistic or they are spatial or they have any other giftings, they were made to feel that because you were not academically brilliant, you are dumb or dunce. And I'm here to tell you that no child was made a dunce. All were made brilliant in one area or the other. And so I encourage people to do what's called a genius analysis. It's a psychometric test that I developed myself. And it shows you where your genius is, whether you are physically, mentally, socially, financially, or whatever other challenge. You can find your genius. And that is where you need to develop, where your passions, where your dreams lead you. That is an indication of your genius. So in our father-daughter relationship, we need to spend time, so that we can develop in our children that confidence to know that they are unconditionally accepted. Because the two things that we always think about as a pivotal, what should I say, pivotal emotions, right? It's an emotion. The pivotal emotions that drive every human being. Rejection, which drives you back, and acceptance which brings you forward. So remember, as parents, caregivers, friends, children, we need to understand that that is a basic human need. Basic, unconditional acceptance. And once you are able to give that to somebody, wow, I guess that is the most godlike characteristic that you can display in a relationship with anyone. Unconditional acceptance. Because when you criticize and you compare and you point out that what's not right, you push people away, you reject them. And so the way to make corrections to what is not acceptable is to show the acceptable way rather than to quarrel about unacceptable. The way to make corrections, especially to modify a person's behavior, is to show the correct way, not to talk about, mention, or in any way have anything to say about what went wrong, what was not done correctly, what was inadequate, etc., what was unacceptable. So it's the same way you correct a child. If they say, color was wrong, don't repeat what they have called incorrectly. You do it correctly, and let them do it correctly until they get what you call muscle memory, and it just becomes spontaneous or automatic. But in correcting or inspiring or motivating people to improve, always use positive reinforcement. And don't reject, then accept. You unconditionally accept, even in their state of just really not doing well at all. All you have to do is just remember your own unconditional acceptance by your Creator when you are not doing too well. And once you keep that in the forefront of your mind, then it's so much easier to unconditionally accept and enjoy those around you. So instead of focusing on what you don't like about somebody whenever you're around them, focus on maybe the one thing that you do like. Maybe 10 you don't like and one you like, because there's something to like about every single solitary human being alive, or else it wouldn't be alive. So at that point, you can enjoy what you really like about them. And as you do that, then you will see them blossom. You will see that one thing expand, but others that you pay no attention to will shrivel up and just, get smaller and smaller until they are just gone. They don't have any impact any longer. So I'm going to encourage you, as we look at these relationships, that we remember whatever we pay attention to, whatever we speak about, whatever we give more power to, is what is going to expand. And remember, within the family, it is the sons, it is the children after, and then it is the parents. And when we look at the parents now, don't make your parent come in and tell you what to do with your children. Don't let your parent come in and advise you what to do about your spouse. They are out of order, and you must not facilitate them. One of the biblical mandates: leave mother and father, leave to your wife. I remember when our son first got married, we had a huge house. It was a two-family house. And so, because of, economics, we said, okay, we take that half of the house, right? And we will be over this side. So now we were just both of us, my husband, and our son, Isaiah, got married to Faith. Can you imagine it? Faith and Isaiah? And they live over on the other side. So the house oriented so that the front of this house was to that side and the front of the one beside was to that side. So they had a gate over there and this one had a gate over here. And we never once, they lived there for maybe a year or two, we never once went over there. We never knew when they came, when they went. Father went out the back way into another road and this walk without this way, this road. And I am here to tell you, it was absolutely unbelievable. Leave! If they wanted anything, they came over to us all the time. Can I have this? Can I have this? I need this, I need that. No problem. But we never went over. They must decide how much contact they have with the original family. So it's so important to understand that when you have left that original family, then it is only as you feel comfortable to go back. And especially not for the first year. Let them stay out because I have too many adjustments to do in that first year. And I'm watching the time. And so that is important. Of course, the last set is just the other members of the family, meaning the cousins and so on. And so tomorrow, more about the stand management thing. And so I'm going to see tomorrow at 12 o'clock on the dot when we go on to the next priority in time management. See you then.